Welcome to IELTS Vocabulary Practice. In this video, you will learn 100 essential words in one go. Just listen and repeat. Each word is spoken twice, followed by synonyms and an academic example sentence repeated twice. All in English for natural learning. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Shell. Shell. Casing, husk. The archaeologists found a shell buried in the sand. The archaeologists found a shell buried in the sand. Replace. Replace. Substitute, exchange. The company will replace old computers with new models. The company will replace old computers with new models. Efficient. Efficient. Effective, productive. The new engine is highly efficient in fuel consumption. The new engine is highly efficient in fuel consumption. Willing. Willing. Ready, prepared. She was willing to help with the research project. She was willing to help with the research project. Overseas. Overseas. Abroad, foreign. Many students choose to study at overseas universities. Many students choose to study at overseas universities. Judgment. Judgment. Decision, verdict. The committee reached a fair judgment after long discussion. The committee reached a fair judgment after long discussion. Rush. Rush. Hurry, hasten. The team had a rush to meet the deadline. The team had a rush to meet the deadline. Poetry. Poetry. Verse, literature. Poetry often expresses emotions more deeply than prose. Poetry often expresses emotions more deeply than prose. Wealth. Wealth. Riches, prosperity. The nation's wealth is based largely on natural resources. The nation's wealth is based largely on natural resources. Enormous. Enormous. Huge, massive. The project required an enormous amount of funding. The project required an enormous amount of funding. Pride. Pride. Dignity, satisfaction. She felt great pride in her academic achievements. She felt great pride in her academic achievements. Dozen. Dozen. 12. Group. The farmer sold a dozen eggs at the market. The farmer sold a dozen eggs at the market. Sensible. Sensible. Reasonable. Rational. It is sensible to check your work before submission. It is sensible to check your work before submission. Experiment. Experiment. Test, trial. The experiment confirmed the hypothesis. The experiment confirmed the hypothesis. Passion. Passion. Enthusiasm, fervor. She pursued her passion for science with determination. She pursued her passion for science with determination. Generous. Generous. Charitable, kind. He was generous in donating to the scholarship fund. He was generous in donating to the scholarship fund. Grave. Grave. Tomb, burial site. The soldiers were buried in a mass grave. The soldiers were buried in a mass grave. Warmth. Warmth. Heat, affection. The fireplace provided warmth during the winter. The fireplace provided warmth during the winter. Stretch. Stretch. Extend, expand. The desert seemed to stretch endlessly into the distance. The desert seemed to stretch endlessly into the distance. Greatly. Greatly. Considerably. Significantly. The new findings greatly influenced the direction of the research. The new findings greatly influenced the direction of the research. Quantity. Quantity. Amount, volume. The lab measured the quantity of chemicals precisely. The lab measured the quantity of chemicals precisely. Manual. Manual. Hand-operated, physical. Manual labor is still common in many industries. Manual labor is still common in many industries. Excitement. Excitement. Thrill, enthusiasm. The discovery caused great excitement among scientists. The discovery caused great excitement among scientists. Delighted. Delighted. Pleased, glad. The professor was delighted with the students' progress. The professor was delighted with the students' progress. Victim. Victim. Casualty, sufferer. The victim of the accident received immediate medical care. The victim of the accident received immediate medical care.
Reflect. Reflect. Mirror show. The data reflects significant changes in consumer behavior. The data reflects significant changes in consumer behavior. Breathing. Breathing. Respiration, inhalation. Deep breathing exercises can reduce stress. Deep breathing exercises can reduce stress. Exception. Exception. Exclusion, anomaly. With one exception, all students pass the exam. With one exception, all students pass the exam. Universe. Universe. Cosmos, world. The universe is estimated to be about 13.8 billion years old. The universe is estimated to be about 13.8 billion years old. Origin. Origin. Source, beginning. The origin of the species has been widely debated. The origin of the species has been widely debated. Determine. Determine. Decide, establish. The study aimed to determine the effectiveness of the drug. The study aimed to determine the effectiveness of the drug. Hang. Hang. Suspend, dangle. They decided to hang the painting in the main hall. They decided to hang the painting in the main hall. Curious. Curious. Inquisitive, interested. Children are naturally curious about the world. Children are naturally curious about the world. Relate. Relate. Connect. Associate. The theory relates intelligence to problem-solving skills. The theory relates intelligence to problem-solving skills. Repair. Repair. Fix, restore. The engineers worked to repair the damaged bridge. The engineers worked to repair the damaged bridge. Native. Native. Indigenous. Local. The forest is home to many native species. The forest is home to many native species. Dominant. Dominant. Leading, prevailing. English has become the dominant language in science. English has become the dominant language in science. Trousers. Trousers. Pants, slacks. He bought a new pair of trousers for the interview. He bought a new pair of trousers for the interview. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. Remarkable, exceptional. The scientist made an extraordinary discovery. The scientist made an extraordinary discovery. Dawn. Dawn. Sunrise, daybreak. The expedition began at dawn. The expedition began at dawn. Accurate. Accurate. Precise, correct. The measurements were accurate within 1 millimeter. The measurements were accurate within 1 millimeter. Steady. Steady. Stable, constant. The patient showed steady improvement after the treatment. The patient showed steady improvement after the treatment. Occupation. Occupation. Job, profession. Teaching is a respected occupation worldwide. Teaching is a respected occupation worldwide. Wage. Wage. Salary, pay. The government raised the minimum wage. The government raised the minimum wage. Blow up. Blow up. Explosion, eruption. The blow-up at the factory caused widespread damage. The blow-up at the factory caused widespread damage. Wheel. Wheel. Disc, rotor. The wheel is one of the most important human inventions. The wheel is one of the most important human inventions. Vary. Vary. Differ, change. The results vary depending on the conditions. The results vary depending on the conditions. Arrest. Arrest. Detain, capture. The police decided to arrest the suspect. The police decided to arrest the suspect. Consciousness. Consciousness. Awareness, perception. Researchers study the nature of human consciousness. Researchers study the nature of human consciousness. Literary. Literary. Bookish, scholarly. She won an award for her literary achievements. She won an award for her literary achievements.
Folk. Folk. People, community. Folk traditions are preserved through music and dance. Folk traditions are preserved through music and dance. Indicate. Indicate. Show, demonstrate. The results indicate a strong correlation between the variables. The results indicate a strong correlation between the variables. Addition. Addition. Inclusion, supplement. The addition of new data improve the analysis. The addition of new data improve the analysis. Expense. Expense. Cost, expenditure. Travel expense will be covered by the grant. Travel expense will be covered by the grant. Harm. Harm. Damage, injury. Smoking can cause serious harm to health. Smoking can cause serious harm to health. Confusion. Confusion. Disorder, chaos. The sudden change created confusion among the staff. The sudden change created confusion among the staff. Cottage. Cottage. Cabin hut. The family stayed in a small cottage near the lake. The family stayed in a small cottage near the lake. Protest. Protest. Demonstration, objection. Students organized a protest against tuition fees. Students organized a protest against tuition fees. Psychology. Psychology. Mental science, behavior study. Psychology explores human thought and behavior. Psychology explores human thought and behavior. Biological. Biological. Organic, life-related. Biological factors influence health and development. Biological factors influence health and development. Attract. Attract. Draw, entice. The program aims to attract more international students. The program aims to attract more international students. Reverse. Reverse. Invert, overturn. The decision was reversed after further review. The decision was reversed after further review. Carbon. Carbon. Element, graphite. Carbon is a key element in organic chemistry. Carbon is a key element in organic chemistry. Keen. Keen. Eager, enthusiastic. She has a keen interest in environmental studies. She has a keen interest in environmental studies. Comparison. Comparison. Contrast, evaluation. The comparison of results showed clear differences. The comparison of results showed clear differences. Blame. Blame. Accuse, fault. The manager refused to blame the staff for the error. The manager refused to blame the staff for the error. Constantly. Constantly. Continuously, always. Technology is constantly evolving. Technology is constantly evolving. Constitution. Constitution. Charter law. The Constitution guarantees freedom of speech. The Constitution guarantees freedom of speech. Pitch. Pitch. Tone, field. The singer maintained a perfect pitch during the concert. The singer maintained a perfect pitch during the concert. Examine. Examine. Inspect, study. The researchers will examine the new evidence closely. The researchers will examine the new evidence closely. Talent. Talent. Skill, ability. The university attracts talent from around the world. The university attracts talent from around the world. Evolution. Evolution. Development, progression. Darwin's theory of evolution transformed biology. Darwin's theory of evolution transformed biology. Visual. Visual. Optical, graphic. Visual aids help students understand complex ideas. Visual aids help students understand complex ideas. Cotton. Cotton. Fabric, textile. The factory produces cotton for clothing manufacturers. The factory produces cotton for clothing manufacturers. Spare. Spare. Save, allocate. She spared no effort in preparing for the exam. She spared no effort in preparing for the exam.
Fair. Fair. Matter, concern. The scandal became a major political affair. The scandal became a major political affair. Exact. Exact. Precise, accurate. The scientists demanded exact measurements for the experiment. The scientists demanded exact measurements for the experiment. Nearby. Nearby. Close, neighboring. The hotel is located near a nearby train station. The hotel is located near a nearby train station. Silly. Silly. Foolish, trivial. It was silly to forget such an important detail. It was silly to forget such an important detail. Flesh. Flesh. Tissue, meat. The wound exposed part of the muscle flesh. The wound exposed part of the muscle flesh. Reputation. Reputation. Standing, status. The university has a strong reputation for research. The university has a strong reputation for research. Guilty. Guilty. Responsible, culpable. The jury found the defendant guilty of fraud. The jury found the defendant guilty of fraud. Tough. Tough. Strong, resilient. The material is tough enough to withstand heat. The material is tough enough to withstand heat. Resistance. Resistance. Opposition, defiance. The new bacteria strain shows resistance to antibiotics. The new bacteria strain shows resistance to antibiotics. Essentially. Essentially. Fundamentally, basically. The two theories are essentially the same. The two theories are essentially the same. Refer. Refer. Mention site. Please refer to the appendix for detailed data. Please refer to the appendix for detailed data. Disabled. Disabled. Handicapped. Impaired. The building provides access for disabled students. The building provides access for disabled students. Universal. Universal. General, global. Human rights are considered universal values. Human rights are considered universal values. Unexpected. Unexpected. Surprising, unforeseen. The results produced an unexpected outcome. The results produced an unexpected outcome. Overcome. Overcome. Conquer, defeat. She managed to overcome her fear of public speaking. She managed to overcome her fear of public speaking. Roughly. Roughly. Approximately, about. The trip took roughly 3 hours. The trip took roughly 3 hours. Instrument. Instrument. Tool, device. The violin is a classical musical instrument. The violin is a classical musical instrument. convenient, convenient, handy, suitable. Online access makes studying more convenient. Online access makes studying more convenient. Territory, territory, land, domain. The animals defended their territory aggressively. The animals defended their territory aggressively. Coach, coach, instructor, trainer. The coach prepared the athletes for the competition. The coach prepared the athletes for the competition. Command, command, order, direct. The general will command the troops in the field. The general will command the troops in the field. Cycle, cycle, rotation, sequence. The water cycle is essential for life on Earth. The water cycle is essential for life on Earth. Presentation, presentation, lecture, display. She gave a presentation on climate policy. She gave a presentation on climate policy. Instruction, instruction, direction, guidance. Clear instruction is vital in science education. Clear instruction is vital in science education. Refuse, refuse, decline, reject. The committee decided to refuse the application. The committee decided to refuse the application.
You made it to the end. That's a great achievement. Listen again for better memory and keep practicing every day. If you found this useful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more IELTS vocabulary practice. And if you liked it, share it with your study buddies. See you in the next lesson.